Hello friends, how are you? So I don't know about you, but I wear pretty much exclusively black skinny jeans on my bottom half. Some are altered, but they're all, black skinny jeans in some way or another. So I decided before I move and have to pack all my stuff up, I was going to revamp them a little bit and dye them all back to black, because they're all getting pretty faded and they're sort of like that, grayish, used to be black. Yes? So it's probably just going to be a little silly video of me dyeing my pants back to black, but hope you enjoy! Alright, so I've got this big metal pot from last time I did this. Not that. 2 bottles of RIT black dye for all purpose, because denim's just cotton, so I have 2 bottles. The instructions say to use half a bottle per pound of fabric, which probably wouldn't actually be enough for what I'm doing, but because I'm just trying to take them from faded to actual black, it should be fine. And then I also have 1 bottle of the Color Stay. I've never used this before, but I kind of bought it on a whim because it was on sale, so we'll see if that actually does anything. I don't know. So the first thing I'm going to do is wash out this pot because there's spider webs and a dead bug in here. I don't use this for cooking. Okay, so I'm going to be using the stovetop method to do this, which basically means heat up the water to almost but not quite boiling, put in dye, add in salt and maybe vinegar, put in the fabric and stir it. So while that's heating up, what I need to do is find something to stir this with, because I don't really want to ruin a spoon, but I didn't think this far ahead. I also don't have any gloves. Huh. I'll be back. Alright, so the water is not quite boiling. It's got the little teeny tiny bubbles going up, but not the big ones. So while I was gone, while I was letting this get hot, I actually looked up the instructions, and the Color Fix does not stay with the dye. It's a separate bath that happens afterwards, and I'm debating whether or not I'm going to bother doing, but I did already buy it, so why not? I always pick the hottest day to do things. It's like 95 degrees. Alright, so the instructions for this, it doesn't say stovetop method, it just says use a hot bucket, but I'm gonna use stovetop because we're already doing it. It says to add a cup of salt for cotton. Add a teaspoon of liquid dish detergent. For best results, add a cup of salt to dye bath for cotton, rayon, or linen. Okay, so the heat's at about medium. We'll take some dish soap. Does that seem like the right amount? I already forget if it was supposed to be a teaspoon or a tablespoon. I didn't measure. There's a cat circling my feet. Sir, this is why you keep getting stepped on. That'll work. Oh no, oh no, oh no. We'll pretend I didn't just knock everything over. So I'm not gonna put in a whole cup. All I could find was the coarse salt, but I don't think it really matters. I mean, that's probably more than enough. There's probably someone who actually knows how to do this just cringing as hell, but... And then I'm gonna add 2 bottles of black dye. It looks disgusting. Wait. Okay, now we're gonna take the other one. My battery's starting to die, so I'm gonna try to get this at least mixed up before I go change the battery. Alright, so the camera battery died, but there's the dye bath. It looks very purple. Here's my pile of jeans. They probably won't all go in because I don't think they'll fit, but I'll fit as many as I can. And I'm doing this on my phone handheld, so I'm sorry. And I found a chopstick. Maybe I'll only be able to fit 2. Alright, I'm gonna go get real camera batteries and let that sit for a little while. Alright, it's been like 20 minutes or so. I'm gonna let it sit for a little bit longer, but When I was at the store buying this, they also had a kit for Back to Black, which was basically a bottle of the regular dye, a bottle of the powdered stuff. No, it was a bottle of the regular dye, gloves, and I think some of the color fix for pretty much, it was 12. One of these was $4.50, so two of them is $9. Plus a pair of gloves is like 50 cents. So the kit costs more. So I'm calling you out. Do you think I can reuse the dye bath? Like, could I take these out and put another pair of pants in here? I might try it. What's gonna happen? My slightly not black pants are gonna stay not fully black. I don't think this needs to stay in for the full 30 to 60 minutes, mostly because I'm lazy. And I'm just trying to make them a couple shades darker, so. It's a disgusting smelling goth soup. There was definitely something gross in the bottom of this because it started smoking like crazy a few minutes ago. I hope I don't die. Listen, we all die eventually. I'm just hoping that mine is not caused by this. Alright, it's pretty like folded and bunched up in there, which in theory you shouldn't do because it's not going to cover evenly, but I think it's going to be okay. I mean, it looks pretty saturated. I cleaned out my sink, so I think I'm going to take this over to the sink, plop the jeans in there, and grab another pair of pants and put them in here. Dude, that's bad. Like, it's probably fine, right? There's enough pigment in here. It doesn't need to get that much darker. It's going from gray to black. I don't know. Okay. So as long as I don't spill this on the floor. Ooh, that's hot. Ooh, that's really fucking hot. Why did I think this was a good idea? Get out. Okay, back onto the stove the pot goes. Ooh, that side got hot. Alright, so this is back onto medium heat in the same dye bath, hoping it's going to be okay. So I have two more pairs of jeans. These ones I don't wear very often because they are a little, like, a little baggy. They're not quite cigarette leg, is that what they're called? They're very tight ones. But I'll probably do what I did with the pants I'm wearing now, which is just tighten them. Maybe I'll make a video on how I do that, but it's kind of janky. So yes, I'm going to plop this in the bath and see what happens. I think I did lose a decent amount of liquid. The other pair of jeans that I'm doing this on, I've actually dyed once already because they were black but very, very faded when I bought them. They had that sort of like gray on the thighs look, but as long as the thread's black, it'll look just fine. They're starting to fade a little bit on the thighs again, so I'm going to throw them in here. When I dyed these, I did it in a dorm room in a bucket and left it for like a solid day just in my bathroom. So, where there's a will, there's a way to dye your clothes black. Alright, so I rinsed out the other two pairs. It always takes me far longer than I think. You'd think I'd learn to check that my batteries are charged before I start doing things, but I never do. Anyway, these have been in here for probably close to half an hour. So I'm going to take them out and also rinse them. I also turn my hands kind of purple. Okay. Something's burning off the bottom of this. So the water's not quite hot, but I'm bored. If I were smart, I would have let this heat up while I was rinsing out the last batch, but I'm not. So yeah, everything's rinsed out, and I have this. I'm gonna add, excuse me, I'm gonna add half a bottle to the first batch and half a bottle to the second batch, and do 2 and 2 again. I don't know what's burning off the bottom of it. Okay, I don't know what's burning off the bottom of this, but I'm gonna assume it's just because I put it on there still slightly wet. Is water coming out of it? Okay, I think there's just water on the bottom of this. We're fine, it's fine. We're gonna open this bad boy up. Listen, my makeup and hair are both melting, it's hot, and I don't care. I've given up! Use a little more. That's halfish. Now I'm going to use the same dirty stick. I did not do a very good job of rinsing everything out, but they're sitting in plastic bags, hopefully not making a mess on the counter. Oh, the bag leaked. Oh, the bag leaked. Alright, get in the dye bath. Well, while that sits, I'm gonna go clean all the dye off the counter, pretend that I didn't cover the counter in dye. Okay, crisis mostly averted. Ooh, the dye bath is all black again, so I really did not do a good job of rinsing this. Whatever. Do you think you could dye hair with this? Like, you could probably dye a synthetic wig with a synthetic dye. But do you think I could, like, stick my head in this and dye my hair? I dyed my hands. It just occurred to me that I never took any before photos, but, like, they were faded. You probably know what faded jeans look like. Alright, so I'm gonna let this sit for another little bit, and then come back. Okay, so, this has been sitting for about half an hour. I did a really bad job of rinsing it out because the whole thing is black again. It's supposed to be clear. Whoops. So I'm gonna go dump this out, fill it back up, let it get hot again, and then do the second batch. Alright, so now that those are all rinsed out, I'm going to go put them in the washing machine and then the dryer, and then I will include some shots of what they look like now. Alright, so that is all I have for today. I hope you all enjoyed this kind of silly, kind of pointless video, and I will be back again soon with some more. Do be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed it, and consider subscribing for more, and I'll be back again soon. Thanks for watching.